Hang on. Hello, mate. I'm just arranging myself around the gizmo. There we go. We've got a paw on my leg. He's liking that. You know when you wake a cat up and it goes, oh, hello. Start stretching and smiling at you. That's what he's doing right now. Beautiful little fucking legend that he is. Fucking don't know what I'd do without you, mate. Don't know what I would have done without you. Okay? Fucking real. Real talk. Right, fucking I did actually forget to say earlier the whole reason the whole reason for making that video was that the fingernail situation made me get into music, and the music lifted my spirits. That Keep On Moving Don't Stop lifted my spirits, and Everybody Let's Go lifted my spirits. It's just fun. I was dancing like 90s style, doing the soul run to CNC Music Factory, and I literally used to do that when I was 17. I invented a little fucking, like, you imagine a rectangular box around your pelvis, and you go up to the top right, and then back to the bottom left, and then into the middle, and then you swing up to the top left and back to the bottom right corners, and you imagine it in your head. And then you put two dots on your pelvis, imaginary ones, and you connect them with the corners as you're swinging around. It's kind of like when people who can twerk, it's that sort of pattern, but I can only do it slowly to about 120. But I'm going to learn how to twerk. Why the fuck not? I reckon I will. I reckon I will be able to fucking do it. That'd be funny. I might keep it for fucking certain people only. You never know. But that literally, while I was dancing, I was like, I was doing this 90s dancing. It's basically what you call the shuffle these days. It's so similar. It's fucking come around full circle. And so as I'm shuffling around my room, I was tidying it up. And everything just came together. I didn't stop once. I worked pretty much constantly for 3 hours. I was, stopping and changing tunes on the thing. I think I listened to about 7 or 8 different tunes. And I scaled Mount Laundry. I've literally just finished putting nearly all of it away. I scaled Mount Crockery. The hitherto unforeseen Mount Crockery, I should add. Whereupon he did begin to smack my favourite baby seal with a lead-filled snowshoe. Frank Zappa. Now that guy was mad. He's mad. I don't know if he's dead. Fucking bet he's schizotypal. I bet Tom Waits is fucking schizotypal. And he's a fucking drunk. He's a drunk. What my mate used to talk about Tom every time he mentioned Tom Waits. He's a fucking drunk. He is a drunk. He's a sot. But I bet a lot of like performers have got, they say like, oh, Lee Evans has got ADHD and shit like that. It's like, yeah, I present similarly to him. I don't sweat as much as him. I fucking did when I was 18, mate. Until I was about 24. I was on the brink of having my sweat glands removed surgically until he told me they'd probably grow back. And I was like, well, there's no fucking point then. But literally, I had some quite embarrassing situations with girlfriends. I'm holding their hand and then cold sweats dripping off my armpits. And like, ugh. I've always been disgusting. I've often been urged at. Fucking a hell of a lot. I bet more than most. But yeah, I did. I used to sweat like fuck. I had like monstrous pain. It never smelled. It was water. It was literally fucking water, and it never stopped. Fuck knows why. It was about, what, 6 to 8 years of my life where it was just happening all the time. I was on Hyperdrol. I was on tablets. He'd give me tablets. I think he tried beta blockers. He tried all sorts to try and make me stop sweating. It was fucking ridiculous. It was almost Lee Evans style, but not quite. But then I bet it would have been if I was shouting as much as him and walking around in the fucking powerful lights. So I probably would have been. But there you go. But yeah, it was, it's like I say, this roller coaster of emotion and how it links to function. It really does. It fucking links to function. Like, I was thinking about like the music shit. Oh, I had a little disaster. Put my bike away and I forgot I'd left a bag in the side and the roof isn't sort of too kosher in there. And this, it's a Roland MC09. It's sort of a future classic. This one's about 17 years old. If you want the real classic Roland, you get the 303. And this was like released early 2000s, I think, as a digital remake of it. There's only one oscillator in there, but it's fucking fat. And there's a skin for it. And I can wire it up to my push. And what I want to do is literally those 6 knobs. is where all the fucking magic is. And that is where I'm intuitive. The 6 big ones. That's where all the fucking acid house is. And I'm fucking good at it. That's how I used to make tunes, just jamming hardware. And like I was just literally thinking in that mind. And you know, I'm no fucking expert. There's loads and loads of shit to learn. But do you know what? I was on Sonic Academy in them days, as well as doing a full-time job and fucking university study and fucking a rigorous training program and going out a lot. I was just coping with all of that shit. And you know, it was loneliness was never there. Alone time was all right. It was a bit dull. You know, I always wanted a fucking bird when I was single. I think most people do. They'd rather be with someone than not. They don't want it to be shit. But, you know, some people will accept relationships that they know aren't really going anywhere. For the 4-year one, I didn't finish with her because I couldn't really find a reason to. She didn't do anything wrong. She didn't do anything wrong. She, you know, well, not for about the last year, but she did. She used to treat me really nice. She was always nice to me in so many ways. She was always encouraging and nice. She was a very nice person. She was. I'm glad she dumped me. You know, she was a wilting little violet when she met me, and by the time she dumped me, she was fucking streets ahead. She grew up basically, and she realised what she'd got hold of, and she kicked it. We split up. She wrote me a letter about a week afterwards, and I remember reading it, thinking, "You go, girl, good on you." It was from a, you know, who would want to go out with me anyway? Because I was very much like that back in them days. Now I'm like, who would want to go out with me anyway? Because I'm thinking, well, I can't fucking handle a disagreement with a shop assistant without getting banned for fucking life. This shit is manifesting angrily and loudly in public. Why are you even bothering? Why are you even bothering with something which is an emotionally testing time for anyone when your emotions are tested to a low degree and you explode like fucking World War III is about to start? So it's, you know, it's a reluctance. It's a reluctance, but, you know, again, I spoke to a psychologist and he was like, no, I agree. It's one of the most mature, well-reasoned decisions I've made in my life. And like I said, like I covered in a few videos, that's when it got really lonely. And I'm going to say it, even, you know, you're not allowed to because I'm bloke, right? You're not allowed to be lonely because it's needy. It's like, I fucking want a cuddle. I do. There, I said it. You know? Night after night after night after night after night after night after night, it gets tedious when the months and the weeks and the years roll by. Trust me, it does. It's fucking horrible. But you're not allowed to say it, because if you say it, you're needy, and that's unattractive. Remember, so to get a girl, I've got to pretend to be what I'm not. Straight off the fucking bat, how am I going to do that? How am I going to do that when I have trouble knowing who I am half the time? I can't do pretending. I can't do lying. I can't be Mr. fucking, you know, Mr. Cool, laid back, cocky and all that. Do you know why? Because those blokes aren't in touch with their fucking feelings, because they've been stereotyped by society. Blokes who are feeling their feelings end up like me. They end up like women. And let's face it, in principle, women will look at it and say, of course men can show feelings. Of course they can. Yeah. Yeah. How many times do you hear a girl say, my new boyfriend's amazing. He cries nearly every day. He wants cuddles so much. He's so clingy. I can't get enough of him. But that's the fact. It's like needy is a consequence of being in a lot of fucking emotional pain. I'm just thinking, for fuck's sake. It gets so frustrating. It's horrible. There, I said it. That's my reality. It's like, sorry, I know I've just put virtually everyone off. I don't care. I don't fucking care. I'm allowed to be fucking lonely. And if you were in the fucking emotional and psychological state I'd been for the last 3 years, you would be begging to have someone around you, because you know what you've got from it before. You know when someone loves you, they're in amongst you with this shit. But I'm not allowed to want that, because then I'm looking for someone else to rescue me, and I need to have my own personal power, and who cares if you're single? I had that a lot. So what? You're single. There's plenty else. And it's like, no, you're ignoring the fact that it's daily fucking painful in the meantime. And I'm fucking fed up of it. Why is that not allowed to fucking exist alongside the principle that you shouldn't have to have someone else fix you? Don't want someone else to fix me. I'm going to fix me. I'm the only person who can. This is part of what I'm doing. But in the meantime, in amongst it all, loneliness is a huge, dark, black feeling that visits me often. And it makes me want to cry. It makes me want to despair. That's what I'm going through. That's what I've got to try and push back a lot of the time. And it's what, when I even meet someone, I'm scared to ask her out. Not because I'm scared she'll say no. I'm scared she'll say yes. I'm scared she'll say yes. I think, now what are you going to do with her? Now you've got her. Now what? No. But that doesn't matter because it's like, you know, I do have next Monday, I've got things coming on. 20 fucking 10, Mikey, would kill the fucking shit that I need to fucking do. That much I fucking know. Now, if he's gonna come fucking back around, he's gonna rescue me. Because that man made shit fucking happen. 2010, 11, 12, 13. Fucking everywhere. Every fucking where. I did feel attractive. I felt like I was worth something. I was doing lots of stuff. I had friends. I didn't have loads and loads of friends. I never have. I've been well known and not that popular for a long time. But when I think of what I used to do in terms of sitting at the computer and fucking, you know, making shit happen, making shit tunes, but I was still learning about how to make all the MIDI connections and the audio routing and all of that fucking is complicated. Making this thing work like a software unit. The shit that I used to do on the software fucking units just by tweaking the fucking knobs, I wanted to do on the hardware. And to do that with MIDI and hardware is fucking virtually impossible. There is a way, apparently, you can make a ghost channel in Ableton and send that to another channel and send the audio to, it gets fucking complex. But I was starting to learn about that shit. I knew it. I would, you know, when I first had this plan of mine, but I couldn't make it happen because the financial side of things hadn't come to fruition. But I was looking loads. That, you know, that wasn't that long ago. It was post-diagnosis. And I know what I used to be able to be capable of by sitting and looking on the internet. I could have made so many inroads into this. I could have found out so much information in little snippets. But I just haven't been able to do it. But if 2010 Mikey's on his way back, like he suddenly blossomed today via a fingernail with no jewels on it, which I wasn't too happy about because there used to be jewels on the other one and it fell off really fucking quickly. That started a chain of events that led to me functioning mentally and noticing what I was thinking about. And I was thinking, where the fuck has all this come from? So that's, you know, there's good and bad everywhere. And celebrating those little victories is one of my principles. And that's what I'm doing with what happened today. I mean, you know, there is a little bit more tidying up to do now. I've got to put more of my big coats back away. That's a mission, like in that cupboard. But I'm in a clean and tidy space. It looks well laid out. My beautiful lights are flashing at me. My divine feminine's over there. I'm doing that to her. Not that. Anyway, right, I'm getting pornographic now, so I better wind in my fucking neck.